Welcome to the Rent to Rent Success podcast, the only podcast entirely dedicated to helping you achieve rent to rent success. We talk about the ethical way to get you started in property without buying it. This is our place to inspire each other to believe bigger, to be bolder, and to be game changers for good. Property investors and sisters Stephanie and Nicky Taylor are your guides on this exciting ride. Let's start up the engines and get ready to fly. Hello, hello, hello. It's Stephanie here, and welcome to episode 8 of Ask the Angels, where we answer your rent-to-rent questions. If you'd like to have your question answered, go to renttorentsuccess.com/ask and record your question there for me to answer for you. Very good question today from Wilwan, asking about how long rent-to-rent contracts should be. And I'm going to play the question for you.
Hello, Stephanie and Nicky. Hope you are well. Just a quick question regarding timeframes. I wanted to know if there was a minimum time for rent-to-rent deals, and if so, is 1 year a standard timeframe for before signing or agreeing to a longer term? And also,
so I'm going to come back in there because Real One does go on to another question. So today I'm going to answer this question about time frames, which I know that a lot of you also have. I know that Real One won't be the only one who's worried about time frames. It's a great question. So let's talk about what should be your minimum contract term. We have a minimum contract term of 3 years. This is because onboarding and tenanting an HMO property requires an investment of our team's time. And if we're paying for a refurb too, it's also an investment of our money. Therefore, we prefer contracts for a minimum of 3 years. If a letting agent or landlord prefers a shorter term, ask why. Often it's because they want to try you out first, just in case you don't pay the rent or you don't look after the property. So remind them that if you don't pay the rent, they can get their property back much more quickly under the terms of the contract. It's not like an AST contract, which can take much longer to get possession. So you can choose, it's your choice, it's your business, it's your choice. You can choose to have shorter contracts if that works for you and for everyone else concerned. And of course, if the deal stacks. Now, personally, I wouldn't want to be investing in a property financially for even 3 years. We prefer 5-year terms where we're investing in a property, but you definitely need to make sure that you can recompense yourself, that it works from a business aspect if you're going to do a short-term contract. So we recommend sticking for 3 years, but it's up to you. The choice is yours. And remember that if you do want to end your contract earlier, you can invoke the break clause in the contract. It's very important that you have the right contracts with the right type of break clause that allow you some flexibility. And for your landlords or letting agents, remember they don't need a break clause, because if you don't stick to the contract terms, they'll be able to get the property back. So those are very important things to remember. You know, I do talk about the importance of having contracts that protect you, and they work for your landlords and letting agents as well. So that's the answer to the question. If you're in the Rent to Rent Kickstarter Programme, you'll find the full 911 on how to work out if a deal is profitable and to structure your deals effectively in M5.2. In summary, go for a minimum of a 3-year term. We prefer a 5-year term. Ultimately, you have the flexibility to agree to any term that works for you and the landlord or letting agent you partner with. So if you want to get your question answered, like the great question we had from Wilwan today, then go to renttorentsuccess.com/ask, record your question. We'll record an answer for you and we'll give it here on a future episode. Or if you're wondering what all of this is about and you want more info, you can get the free Rent to Rent Success Guide and Masterclass. Go to renttoRentSuccess.com/guide, and we're going to send that over to you. That's all for now. See you soon. Bye. Thank you so much for being with me here today. If you would like more, we've written the #1 best-selling book on Rent to Rent. You can find it at renttoRentSuccess.com/book. Reviewers on Amazon have described it as the best Rent to Rent HMO book and also as a definitive reference guide and inspirational. Take your next step today and buy the book. You can find it at rentsuccess.com/book. And I'll see you again next time. Until then, remember, believe bigger, be bolder, be a game changer.